This jungle-themed island is one of the best that I've ever seen. The island creator managed to balance the feeling of dense jungle immersion with smooth and easy-to-navigate pathways, featuring volcanoes, ruins, and mines bursting with gold. If you're in need of some fun and exotic inspiration, then this is the tour for you. Let's check it out. Our first stop is at this castle ruins walkway. The castle walls and gates create a feeling like you're actually walking through overgrown ruins that are being reclaimed by the wild island vegetation. This could be a really great idea if you ever wanted to build a maze or a fortress, because it would be relatively easy to make dead ends and perhaps even secret entrances and exits. It could get pretty tricky pretty quickly. By keeping the colors fairly simple, everything is able to blend together nicely and nothing looks out of place. Such a unique twist on a very common idea. Many players seem to love making their museums into major focal points on their islands, and conveniently, that just so happens to be our next stop. We start with a long trail that feels basically like we're walking right through the heart of the jungle. Vines cover the walls surrounding us, while bamboo and bushes and even more vines fill the ledges above us, closing in and making this pathway feel tight, but also pretty exciting. As we stroll up these stone stairs, the thick vegetation opens up to this phenomenal viewing spot. By keeping all of the items placed in front of the museum small and relatively short, the museum itself feels much larger and more imposing. Honestly, I think it looks more like a giant temple than an actual museum right here, but that suits the whole jungle vibe perfectly, and I'm loving it. These mines may not lead down to the deep, dark depths of Moria.
Fly, you fools!
But they are bursting with rich splashes of color variation in the different shades of gold and purple that we see here. There's even a cute little piggy with a bank hole in its back. Oh, so adorable. And despite this area being a rather lucrative gold mine, surrounded by stone paths and big old statue heads, there's still a decent bit of nature here in the large vines that reach up towards the sky, and the leaf piles that blanket the stones beneath our feet. The whole mining spot feels like it might have been abandoned a few decades back, and is slowly being reclaimed by the very nature from which it had been taken. Rock gardens may be the bane of many players' existence, but the end results are often worth the time and patience. At the center of this rock garden is a magical glowing fountain that is said to contain mystical water with magical properties. Only the locals are permitted closer access, but even from afar, we can still admire the work and dedication that went into the creation of this iconic landmark. Near the center of the island is a large crater-like area that the locals call the Sleeping Volcano. Aptly named since there is literally a volcano right there. Ooh. Those cracks in the earth make this spot a real selling point, but have no fear. The volcano has been in a sweet and blissful slumber for the past 1400 years. The overgrown dirt path surrounding the volcano is a great way to take in some more of the lush and diverse fauna native to the island. Personally, I'm a fan of these big plants with the long reddish-purple petals. They add a much appreciated splash of color to the area while still flowing quite nicely with all the different shades of green. Though, do be careful as we make our way around. Many creepy crawly creatures do call this vibrant area home. Our final stop on today's tour is this lovely little viewing spot that looks out over these two small islands. Covered in an abundance of green life and more than a few multi-legged friends, the scene is lovely. Especially when we cast our sight slightly further up, where we can see the ancient ruined remains of some architectural wonder that is now lost to history. The combination of different colored pillars that had been built at an angle creates a nice sense of depth and makes the area feel even larger than it already is. Towards the top, and all throughout the landscape, we can see cascading falls that add to the scenic richness of the area, and come to think of it, now I'm wondering whether there might be any anthropological value in possibly researching any waste remains that may still be stuck at the bottom of the water. Perhaps we'll let the island's museum curator Blathers handle that particular excavation and research project. Oh, poor Blathers. Thank you so much for joining me today on this tour of the island Galinas by the ever-so-talented Animal Crossing New Horizons Morgaine _. Please check the links in the description if you'd like to see more of their creative island designs, and leave a comment letting me know if you enjoyed this style of island tour. It's a bit quicker than most, but I hope it was every bit as fun. Also consider letting me know what kind of island theme you'd like to see me tour next. Until next time, bye!